Hey, welcome back to the Arcade Spinner live stream. This is day 11 with Persona 5 Strikers playthrough. Going forward, we're gonna try to do a little something different. So recently I seem to have gotten my PlayStation 5 stock. PlayStation 5 at home, since the stock was looking good recently. And I've actually booted up P5S on the PlayStation 5 today. So going forward, I will be streaming using the great PlayStation 5. And part of the reason why I'm doing this is just so I have enough data on it from a performance perspective, right? How it performs, how the UI is, and how the game actually plays. Considering the fact that I'm doing a review next week, so I should probably know what I'm up against, right? So, and of course, Persona 5 Strikers wise, where we left off, there was a crushing defeat against Alice Hiiragi. And so right now we're actually spending this episode just grind festing, straight up. I'm trying to get my characters, at least Joker, Ryuji, and Morgana, to maybe around 18 if I can. At least that's the magic number that I've kind of stumbled upon. As you can see, Joker is already at level 18. For him, it'll just get even better. But for some of the others, right, we want to kind of get somewhere close to that. Let's see, stats-wise, what are we looking at? Ryuji, Morgana, yeah, so again, level 18 is kind of going to be the minimum requirement. And so, and of course, this is a magic spot for us to do our grinding. As I mentioned before, right? It's quick to get to. And of course, we know how to deal with the enemy pretty quickly. And of course, I'm still trying to get a handle on, the feel of this controller. So, obviously, it's dual shock, right? Something that which we've all known and loved. But it still has a different feel to it. It's sort of a little more bulky, than the one that was used with PS4. But again, same controls, so.
Let's get to work.
I should also, right, every chance I get, try to stock up on items.
You want this piece for your patronage?
Obviously at this point we know that these items kind of come and go.
Piece for your patronage.
And once you buy a certain amount and you're capped, you can't really buy any more until it gets respawned. So let's see if I can stock up on like as many as I can while doing this, grinding. Assuming it does respawn in that way. So hopefully it's not hopefully it's not tied to the story. Like, you shouldn't have to, at least I hope, right? At least you shouldn't have to progress, you know, more in the story in order for these items to get respawned. Just like this thing right here, right? This respawns every single time you load Shibuya Jail. You know, like this particular, this West Station. I don't know why I did that, honestly. Okay, well, we've unlocked another trophy, looks like. 150, it's probably, meaning it's probably tied to how many times we've launched the, you know, all-out attack, which is pretty good.
Okay, let's head back.
And I think a lot of times it's easy to unlock trophies like that when you're grinding. Not to say that grinding should be done as much as possible, but if you do, of course, there's, you know, it does have its benefits.
Get to work.
Okay, so just, you know, before I warped into Shibuya Jail previously, I bought a handful of items. So right now it should be all sold out, right? There's no, I'm sorry, I went to sell. Yeah, so it's on hold, it looks like. So let's see if it respawns next time. Just to test our theory, you know, of whether it does it just based on time alone or story progression. And I think I've become more wary of this just because of the fact that we're kind of sort of just starting out. And, you know, usually these items are very scarce early in the game. They become trivial, I'm sure, later in the story, as they have in previous Persona titles. Not sure what Mona was aiming at there. Again, I have no idea. And obviously, you know, there's this all-out attack that you can do whenever it is available to you. It's obviously based on what level you're on too, and your stats, right? So it doesn't do fixed damage. That's why when, you know, in my first failed attempt against Alice Hiiragi, right, we didn't really do that much damage.
Let's get to work. This should be helpful. Which one?
No, so still out of stock.
Okay, leave the support to me.
I figured if I'm spending time grinding today for this episode of the stream, I might as well look into all these things, you know.
Let's continue our
And one more thing I realized I should probably do at the end of this grinding session is see if I can further strengthen my personas in the Velvet Room. just like how we did with the previous episode.
That was too easy.
So we have one more to go for Anne from a minimal standpoint, and then three more for Ryuji and Morgana.
Let's call it a day. Let's get to work. Welcome. Which one?
Nope, still out of stock. So, now I'm kind of leaning towards that items being respawned, the rate that they do is associated with your story progression. And one thing that kind of sucks is you cannot yet, at this point in the story at least, buy any kind of revival, items for your teammates. Okay, so Ryuji leveled up as well.
That was almost too easy.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
Oh, I didn't even check my bond skills. Okay, never mind. I'm still at 0. But at least this kind of goes up with each fight. At least I think it does.
Alrighty, then we're heading back.
Yeah, when I first started playing Persona 5 Strikers, my assumption was that the bond skill points, increase with kind of like your actual bonds, like the confidants, as they called it in Persona 5. But apparently it's not like that. And that's a good thing because, the probability of you going into fights is a lot more than the limited time you have to increase your actual bonds and confidants. So yeah, this is still on hold, nothing new here.
Alright, let's go.
Well, let's get started.
Ready anytime. Say the word. This ought to be
Go ahead. I'm going too.
And this is also pretty cool, like the whole master arts. A lot of different combinations you can do in battle. These get, more and more powerful, respectfully, with your experience.
I'd call that an easy win. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Sweet. Let's bounce.
And if I can get to level 18, right, with the rest of the crew, then I might as well just straight up go back to Alice Hiiragi.
Let's get to work. Okay, let's
Generally, the way I see it from a leveling perspective in any RPG, right, is if at any point in the game, regardless of what difficulty you're playing as, whether it's easy, normal, or hard, right, if you know that you can level quite easily, right, at any point of the game, that means you're either under leveled or there's either, you know, an exploit going on. But I think with us, I mean, I think we honestly were under leveled during my first attempt against Alice Hiiragi. No, what am I doing? I just completely hit absolutely nothing. Okay, very good. So Mona's up.
I'd call that an easy win.
Where does that put us? At 17 for Mona? No, 16. So both Ryuji and Morgana are still kind of hanging in there.
Stuff, guys. Keep it coming. Guess we'll call it here.
So not as fast as we thought, but at the same time, like I said earlier, to my point, as it becomes harder and harder to level, you're probably right where you want to be from an experience standpoint.
Let's get to work. Okay, beginning infiltration. Leave the navigation to me. I don't think it's noticed us yet. Should we go for it?
Oh, you're screwed now. Grab it, Seth. Persona!
Keep it going! Starting a follow-up attack! Bring up!
Oh. I didn't know it was still alive. That was interesting.
Another job well done.
That's it for the day, huh?
Let's get to work. Okay,
One aspect that's slightly different with this game for Persona is, you know, as you're progressing through dungeons, at least from what I'm seeing in this first one, the game doesn't really give you an opportunity to go back in the real world, like Young and Jaya and all the other, you know, the shopping centers, all that stuff. It's more linear they want you to stay in the dungeon until you're done. So, you know, whereas with the other personas, you have this much time, right? Like you have a month for this particular boss. Like you know who they are, you know how to get to them in their palace or dungeon, and it's up to you to kind of manage that. So you focus on your bond skills, you do all this other stuff. In the real world, you can multitask. Here, you're kind of limited.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice one. Keep it up. No more dungeon crawling? Then let's skedaddle.
And honestly, the time it takes for you to warp back to and fro between the real world and Shibuya jail is pretty much the same time as it takes for a lot of these fights. So it's like I could have gotten, you know, so much more experience just as opposed to waiting around here. One more time on the items game. See, okay, so now it's back in stock, right? So I don't know how it like decides yet. As for how frequently Sophie does her, you know, stocking of these items.
What are you selling? How many? Are you sure?
And I seem to have gotten a lot of these, you know, things and commodities that you can actually sell in the game. So money-wise, we're looking pretty good.
All right, let's go.
We've reached our destination. Shall we get going then? Seems they're unaware. Shall we attack? Got this for sure.
Piece of cake.
I'm going too. Persona.
I like how your teammates just kind of snap you back to reality a lot of times when you're stunned in battle. Oh, there we go.
Look, I got a new skill.
So we're at where we want to be from a minimal standpoint for
Okay,
for Anne, and Joker looks like, you know, we're at 19 now, which is very good.
Very well. Let's make our way back.
let's get to work. Okay, let's start the mission.
And you know what I typically would want to do in times like these is try to keep the teammates balanced in the levels, but considering the situation, I would certainly just continue leveling Anne, even though she's where we want her to be, just because of the fact that it'll increase
Hey, let's not waste
our chances against Alice Hiiragi.
We've got 'em right where we want 'em.
And I mentioned before in one of the, previous episodes that looking this kind of stuff up online, there's actually a lot of people that are kind of struggling even on easy difficulty. Maybe not necessarily struggling, it's probably not the word, but the difficulty with this game is pretty good. It's quite challenging.
That was almost.
Yeah, better quit while we're ahead. Let's get to work.
Let's do it.
And so the adventure continues. Where to? Steady, steady. Now. Got it now. Time to rack up some shit.
Persona, you're mine.
Just a little more. That was wind or nuclear attack.
Dante Silver.
Straight back to Joker.
Honestly, I should be switching to Lamia instead. I think she's the one that has like really good fire-based moves, like Aguilau, right? I believe that's like the second stage of the fire, tier. And a lot of these things you tend to easily overlook as you're playing. Many things you gotta, pay attention to. I'm sorry, I need to go to Persona, not Stats. So this right here, right? Clearly Lamia, I mean, she's the default. Oh, right. She's the default because I chose her last in battle. Otherwise, I was just kind of choosing Silky the whole time. And of course, I have High Pixie as well, who's slightly higher leveled, but
Call that an easy win.
yeah, very
Let's
important.
have effort in the next battle. Alrighty, then we're heading back. Let's get to work. Welcome. Which one? Okay, let's start the mission.
Now then, let's begin, shall we?
Okay, let's hit him hard.
Let's go.
All right, let's see the damage here. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's a huge increase, I will say. And we also got to the all-out attack faster too, right? Oh, but were we even done? Yes, we were.
An easy win, don't you think? Oh, nice. Alrighty, then we're heading back. Let's get to work.
Let's do it. Now then, let's begin, shall we?
Okay, let's hit him hard. Talk about lucky. Yeah. I'm going steep now. Time to pull out all the stops.
You're mine.
That's the way, Joker.
Morgana has leveled up once again. We should be at 17.
All right. No time to. No more dungeon crawling? Then let's skedaddle. Let's get to work. Okay, let's go. And so the adventure continues. Where to? You got him right where you want him. Got him now.
You're mine.
I'm sensing less enemies. Let's finish this.
Let's go.
Gotta exploit those weaknesses. That's the way, Joker. I think we all did. Let's call it a day.
So we are almost there, thankfully.
Let's get to work. This should be helpful. Which one?
Yeah, so there it is, it's back.
You want this? Put it to good use. How many would you like? You want thank you very much. How many would you like? You want the thanks for your patronage. How many would you like? You want the thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we've stockpiled a good amount at this point.
Let's do it.
Because my last few attempts, right, against Alice, it's like you get to that midpoint in battle and you just don't have any more items. And of course you kind of, you exhaust your SP capabilities as well.
So, what do? The shadow doesn't see that. Take it down.
Oh, you're screwed now.
Joker got in a follow-up attack.
Rabbit step.
I'm running out of speed now. Time to pull out all the stops. Bring up the
That's why you're the leader. break a sweat.
One thing I just realized, and I think I should be okay, but I'm not sure if I've managed to pick up any decent, you know, armor or weapons. No, I think we'd know when something new has been obtained. So it's
Great job, everyone.
yeah, it's very hard to kind of overlook amazing weapons and armor that you come across.
Let's get to work.
Yes, let's go.
Are we there yet? Okay, good. Ready anytime. Just say the word. You have the upper hand.
Take it. Hell yeah. Rabbit step. Let's go. Let us end this. Take it.
The leader of the Phantom Thieves for ya! Someone looks happy. Was that not a challenge? Okay, let's head back.
Yeah, I've never really examined this.
Let's get to work.
All right, time to go wild.
All right, let's get to work. We've got him right where we want him. We got him now.
You're mine. Hell yeah. Got this.
Nuclear attack! We can do it! Joker's not even follow-up attack!
Rabbit step.
Bring on the
That all you got?
You should have played. Okay, good work, people.
So just kind of reminiscing, you know, on Persona 5 a little bit here. In the first dungeon, right,
To work.
in that game where we fought Kamoshida, like, I can tell you that from what I recall, and that was me for the first time playing it on normal as well, it was not this tough. Not to complain, because again, I think it just adds to the challenge, as long as it's not as crazy as, say, Dark Souls or something. But yeah, it's certainly miles apart when it comes to sense of difficulty.
Shadow Sight. This one's off.
But with that being said, you know, it comes with all these different mechanics as well. And I do like the fact that, you know, as soon as you hit R1 and you can choose amongst your persona, it kind of, the background just freezes. So you have that turn-based combat sort of feel where you can you know, take your time and kind of plan out your moves. Okay, so it looks like we got 5 bond skill points.
Okay, let's get out of here.
We should probably put those to good use immediately. So we could very well spend it on HP. Same thing with SP. But I haven't really been looking into all these other ones, right? Like magic boost. Increases magic for all party members, right? Affects magical attack damage. Increases endurance, so which is obviously defense. A lot of these to choose from. You have a lot of potential to grow. To trigger Harrison recovery. And again, this is like the ultimate one, and it's clearly like it's locked. You cannot spend it. But that'll be really helpful once we get to that point. Oracle recovery. This right here is amazing. I did not know that this was possible. Restores HP to all party members after a successful ambush. Like that's pretty amazing. We're gonna go for it. That's too good right now, I think. Next level 49. That's all we need to next level. And with so a little more for Mona, but we can work with that.
Let's get to work.
And today again, you know, if the sooner I get to 18 minimum,
This should be helpful.
the earlier I can face off against
Get going.
Alice Hiiragi again.
We're here. So, what do? What's that over there? Shadow Sight. This one's off. Got it now.
You're mine.
Let's get going. Hard enough. Come with me to nuclear attack.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that. Like it's on my mind. That last bond skill benefit. Like I feel like it's too good. You know, the ability to recover everyone's HP with each successful ambush. Like that is unreal.
I'd call
And it looks like both Anne and Ryuji
Stuff, guys.
have leveled up. So all we have left now is obviously Mona. So it looks like that the battle with that specific enemy gives about
Turn home.
200 something experience points from where Mona was at previously. So either 1 or 2 battles, and after that we should be golden.
Let's get to work.
Let's do it. Shadow doesn't see us. Now's our chance. Persona!
I'm not done. Joker got in a follow-up attack.
Take this.
We're running out of steam now. Time to pull out all the stops.
Let's go. You're mine.
Out of my sight for your position.
Okay, so Joker has leveled up.
Before it started. I should have taken a nap.
And clearly, we know from Mona we only have one more fight.
Yeah. Better quit while we're ahead. Let's get to work. All right, let's go. Time to teach these creeps a lesson. If we act fast, we can ambush them. Sound good?
Got this for sure. Let's go. Rabbit step.
Joker got in a follow-up attack.
Take this. Let's go.
Almost there. Just punch Shadow.
You're mine.
A lot of times, this game really feels like, you know, like a fighting game, like a Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom.
This new
Um,
suits me.
Just because of the fact that all this stuff happens all at once and the all-out attack animation.
That was over before it started. I should have
So
taken a nap. All right. No
it looks like we're there. Like we've achieved our goal. You know, and for some of us, we're slightly over leveled. We're above 18, and kind of where we want to be, right? So I do feel a lot more confident now for that fight against Alice, and I'm about to find out right now. But I do have a much better feeling this time around. Right, so we got 18 minimum. Anne's actually at 19. Joker's at 20. Right. So as usual, it's time for that paranoia save. And
Let's get to work.
now what we're gonna do, right, one last time, to see if the items have respawned.
What are you looking for today?
Probably not because I just bought some, but oh, actually we're good
You want this one? Thanks for your patronage.
with my luck.
You want this? Thank you very much. How many would you like? You want thanks for your patronage.
So we have plenty, right? We got 16 of these. 20 HP at this point doesn't really mean much, but it's still something. 8 of the 50 HP ones, and then these were like, these are a godsend when you need them. So this is very good. And with that being said, I think it's about that time again. July 29th.
In other news, Akira Konoe.
We're going to go ahead and skip all this because we have already seen this last episode. And again, you know, before a quick recap, the best I could do with Alice previously was I got her down to about 25 to 30% HP. So let's see how we perform this time.
Let's go, everyone. Time to change Alice's heart.
Let's go.
Man, it's times like these I know I'm supposed to be thankful.
It's not a case. I'm out of love and I'm challenging you. I'm not a better.
I'm picking up something close by. Look, the chain goes all the way to the top. Perhaps it fell when we opened the lock. Climbing this should give. No, not that. No, not that way.
Oh, right. I forgot.
No, not that way. It doesn't look like there's any shadows.
Sorry. Oh, wow. Yeah, I completely forgot how we were actually supposed to. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do earlier.
This'll help us out, right?
Back to the side scrolling experience, right?
Shadow here. What's the plan?
This is our chance. Wanna give him a last surprise?
Although one thing I don't understand. I don't remember me being at this. I don't remember having to do this before to get to Alice.
This is our chance. Let's get him.
Yeah, I do not remember this at all. I mean, I've already done this before when I fought, you know, some of her captains, the captain level enemies.
Hi, Pixie. Silky. Hi, Pixie.
Oh, nice, Joker! You hit his weakness!
You remain. Finish them off.
Wait, it's over? That's why. Oh, nice one. Keep it up!
Yeah, I feel like something's wrong. See, as I'm actually moving away from the objective.
It's a shadow. Better be careful. Nothing there.
No shadows detected here.
Although this makes no sense how
That way?
Futaba does not want me to go that way. This is very fishy. Very, very fishy.
This is our chance.
I'll reveal your true form.
Yeah, but I guess the fact that, you know, the game wants me to go this way for my objective, I guess what must have happened was the save point that I loaded. But, yeah, see, that was odd, right? Now it let me go to the Cage of Lust. So it's this, that was super weird.
At least it. Oh, that is a relief.
Hopefully I did not lose out on too much SP in these last two fights. You know, just messing around. Either ways, let's just see what happens.
What wonder? Ignore her, Sophie. She just.
All right, let's do this.
Like best buds. Any of you happen to be dating? Well, let me any more. I know you're. Personally, I've got a thing for Joker. I'm gonna take your heart.
Gotta make use of this stuff. Can't forget.
See any weaknesses yet, Oracle? One sec. Analyzing.
Silky! Jekyll and Hixie! Arsene! Sucky! Lamia!
Gotta switch back to Lamia, right?
Ravage them!
Keep it going. Fire.
Yeah, clearly that does a lot more damage than just a regular fire-based move, right?
You hurt so many people. Huh? Don't blame me.
Technical. Let's get into the technicals. Let's see what that actually does.
No one who's saying that means it. You're just manipulating them.
Oh, right. We have to be careful when this happens, right? We gotta cancel her moves. And obviously not do that, right? Gotta be careful. And before I deplete my SP, trying to heal, and do other trivial things, at least this time around, I have some of these items at my disposal. Although I'm not looking too bad when it comes to HP. I know Ryuji has some, you know, buffs and debuffs that I could potentially use as well. So obviously got to make use of that, right? I'm not sure if that's even gonna hit her. Yeah, it did. Okay, now it's time for this stuff again.
Raining confetti upon the stage.
There we go. And I don't know why it always does that. Like when I want to hit circle, it'll lock onto something that's super close to me and do something else entirely. All out attack. So wow, I mean, clearly this time around, it's a game changer with the grinding. However, as you can see, Joker and Ryuji, as well as Ant, are kind of down on SP, right? So we're kind of back to that point where we have to try to conserve as much as possible. Here she is again doing this weird stuff. No, and this happens every single time. I just happen to lock on some random things on the screen. Now you gotta kind of switch it up and play it a little more defensively. But she makes all these stupid mistakes too. So you can kind of take advantage of that. Oh, and not get hit by those, right? Keep our HP up. Actually, we're looking okay. We're looking amazing from an HP perspective. And I have to be careful of that. Wow. I can't even tell where she is. Let's burn some SP. Oh, nice. Yeah, that was an interesting interrupt, right? Okay, now we gotta be careful of this stuff. And it's difficult where the heck she's going. Let's go ahead and burn. Gotta be careful there. But it is showtime. So this is good stuff. Let's continue burning SP. Yeah, that attack is pretty crazy. But she stops right afterwards, so that's your chance to kind of attack. And, yeah. The spinning thing again. And I got hit this time. Again and again. And there you go. Anne's out of the picture. As a result of my bad camera angle. I'll have to be careful on the that spinning move. No, that's too critical, right? I lose HP if I use some of these physical moves, so what is she doing? Okay. Oh, wow. That is ridiculous. and is really getting into this, right? Oh, okay. Well, hang on now. Let's give Ryuji a quick fix Z. And be a little careful as well. Gotta stay away from that nonsense. Yeah, that you can't really escape that when you're on the ground. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like camera angle is your real enemy in this fight. And gotta run away. You can't run away now. Too late. Brainwashed. But the least I could do is use the last bit of my HP recovery items. And I can't switch characters either. When you're brainwashed, you are basically just trapped. And she picked a fine time to execute that spinning move. Hang on. Ridiculous. Even now, like my camera angle, I have no idea. Okay, and she's down. Okay. Yeah, see, this is... Wow. Joker's down. Everyone's down at this point, except for Ryuji. Thank you, camera angle. Okay. Gotta stay away from the brainwashing. And she's down. Let's go ahead and take advantage of that. Take off as little as I can. Of course, back to the camera angle. Can't really do much. And she's down. I feel like I'm getting really lucky just dodging things here. So again, 1 SP, Ryuji as the main, and just basically soloing it. And here we go. Spin. Okay. Gotta stay away from that. And she's about to jump, right? No, she's about to do that scratch slash move. There's a spinning once again. Gosh. Yeah, I don't know how much more I can take of this. Okay, there she is. Brain jack. Is it spinning again? No.
Everyone stay focused.
Okay, here we go. Okay, showtime. It's showtime. Clearly, it's not going to do enough. But at this point, anything will help, right? Oh, wow. We are almost there. I cannot believe that I'm almost there. Let's see. Oh no, why did I do that? And I gotta get out of the way. Here goes that move again.
Stop charging ahead. You don't have the stamina for that.
Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go, folks. The worst thing that could have happened has happened. So, obviously a much better fight than last time, but I feel like I lost to attrition and maybe even a skill set, right? Not having the right skills in battle. So just one more time.
So this really is Alice in Wonderland. Oh my! I'm late for a very important date. What wonders? Ignore her, Alice. Aw, best buds. Any of you happen to be dating? How would that be any of your business? I wonder who you guys are.
Persona! Better watch out, Joker!
Right? What's up? See any weaknesses yet, Oracle? One sec. Analyzing. Here's a fire! Burn that smoke right off her face!
Alright! Watch this!
Alice, why are you doing this? You've hurt so many people. No one who's saying that means it. You're just manipulating them. Know about all that, huh? I never would have guessed you were a phantom. Probably some. Change your heart. Oh, I can't wait to go there.
I'm going to! Sure. Barret! Lamia! Circuit! Lamia! Take this!
Super got in a follow-up attack. Your health is bad. Thanks.
This one. Okay.
Thanks. Yes, getting weaker. Take her down. That's the ticket. Good thinking, Joker. Oh, that was awesome.
Hey, check out the park!
You'll have your chance when Alice goes.
Raining confetti.
I'll take care of that.
Wow.
You're mine!
Super got in a follow-up attack.
Alright!
Looks like she's weak to wind. Wanna go in to send her way? Looks like I'm up to bat. Handle it. I'll take care of this.
I'm going too!
That only follows up. It's my perfection. Your turn. Okay.
two. It's over. This one.
Sorry.
Okay. Showtime.
Yeah, I honestly can't tell if it's any better this time around. Yeah, I feel like it's too easy to exploit that round and round thing, that pole. I should really try to use that as much as possible. Alright, let's see.
Whoa, holy shit!
Why is she so fast?
Gosh.
This one.
Alice, what made you like this? You never get it done.
And get away.
Shit all my life. Even if they saw someone getting tortured, they just smile. Like it didn't matter. How could you trash like that? No. Now join in there. You're trash too. No letting go. I'll turn on you. And you'll...
Okay.
Thank you. Over.
That one to me.
I think Morgana, unfortunately, is
All the men in the world.
Out of the way.
brainwashed.
I'm going too.
It's tough, but it's weak to fire. You can handle this.
Well, bye-bye, Anne. Thanks for everything.
Let's go.
Sometimes I impress these all you.
Alright. There we go. There.
Okay.
Thanks.
That might come in handy. We can attack with it?
Okay, it really helps if you've managed to lock on to the enemy when that spinning stuff happens. But it's just too difficult to keep track of a lot of times.
Out of the way.
Okay, here we go.
The enemy's no pushover. Target its weakness to win.
Persona. What? Rabbit step.
With those weaknesses. That's the way, Joker.
Yeah, it becomes really easy once you've locked onto them. Right?
Persona.
Joker got in a follow-up attack.
You're mine.
It's powerful and strong against psychokinesis. Keep that in mind.
Take this.
You guys have burned a lot of stamina. Don't overdo it, okay?
Come. Take this.
Oh, nice, Joker. You hit its weakness.
All right, Joker.
Keep it going. Joker got in a follow-up attack.
That was close. Looks like Morgana's HP is at 1. Unbelievable battle. Very nice. No more SP for Joker. And gotta get out of there. Right. Let's try to do this stuff while we can. Keep dodging.
This one.
Thank you. One more big push. Keep it up, guys.
Oh my gosh. Too close.
Okay.
Is that really what you want, Alex? Don't be stupid. I remember your real answer. You have to remember too, Alex. Tell me, what do you really want?
It's tough, but it's weak to fire. You can handle this.
It's over. Take this.
Joker's getting some pretty good hits, but again, that spinner thing gets in the way. That spinner thing does not care. And pretty much just will interrupt just about anything. Here we go. Especially if you're close. That's if you have a death wish.
This one.
Strong against psychokinesis. Keep that in mind.
Okay. What am I doing?
That might come in handy. We can attack with it. That one looks tough. Everyone stay focused. You guys have got a lot of stamina. Don't overdo it, okay?
Here we go. Slice and dice.
Leave that one to me.
It seems to be a little faster this time around too.
Defense up.
It's ridiculous.
It's tough, but it's weak to fire. You can handle this.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so looking at HP items, we have about 11 of these that restore 20 HP, and only one more for the 100, for the quick fix Z. So I absolutely have to be a little conservative here. And get out of there. Too close, too close, too close for comfort. Here's a spinner. Okay.
Everyone stay focused. Incoming attack. Brace yourself. Aha! It's all you. The skull brainwashed? Thinks we're the enemy.
Oh god. Okay, showtime. I think we're done. I'm calling it.
Lamia. Here.
Goodness gracious. Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, now it's okay. Too early. But ridiculous. 12,000 yen. Okay.
Whoa, that's a new one.
can I still not be strong enough? Why can't I change? I'm not the victim anymore.
Enough, Alice. If you keep going, you'll just make yourself feel even worse.
How would you know?
Yeah, Panther totally gets you.
I just can't compare to someone like you, Takamaki-san. All my life, I'm no match for the real winners. And I tried so hard to change. But I was still made fun of, still bullied. I poured my heart into fashion and worked to get so far. But then, she showed up again and started running her mouth about my past. She told everyone what a pathetic little shit I was. That's why I took all of it from her. Her boyfriend, her social circle, everything. And that still wasn't enough for me. It wasn't just her. Everyone that talked behind my back, all the people who just stood there when I was kidding. I'll destroy every single one of them!
Alice. So this is a wound in a heart.
This power lets me get revenge. So
You became the bully, right?
You idiot! What good does that do? Now you're just as bad as the people who made you suffer. Is that how you want to live? Like one of those bullies? Didn't you want to be something else? A ray of light for others. And for yourself. Don't give up because of those selfish bastards! Takamaki-san. You're right. I wanted to rescue them. All the people like me, going through the same thing. But You think so? Takamaki-san, I want to apologize to the people I hurt and start over.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you can turn it around. I've been through a lot of the same things. But thanks to my best friend and the Phantom Thieves, I was able to stand up for myself and do the right thing.
Her best friend, I believe that was Shiho, right?
You're never alone. Once you're back to your real self, let's be friends, okay?
You wanna be... Really?
Uh-huh. I mean, I totally love Alice. We even share the same dream.
Thank you. I'll go back now, where I belong. This time, I'm gonna be...
Right, this is when everything starts to collapse. They gotta get the heck out of there. It's about time we were done with Alice's arc.
That was effing amazing.
Cage of Lust closed.
Did we just witness the desires returning to their rightful owners?
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Everyone who got a desire disappeared afterward.
I hope that means their real-life counterparts are returning to normal. Yes, you're right. Wait, what the? What is it, Mona-chan? Something's wrong. It's not collapsing. But the giant desire blew up! Like... No. Just look around. Now that you mention it...
Whenever we stole a treasure, we'd have to leave the metaverse entirely, right?
Yeah, we always had to haul ass out of there.
That is most assuredly not happening now. If anything, it's grown eerily quiet.
So if the monarch is toppled and the desires are all returned, the jail still doesn't collapse? It would appear that palaces are different from this jail after all.
There's a chance we haven't actually resolved the issue yet.
I wonder how Alice will react to this. Could we find out when we get back to the real world? It'd be nice if she could recall what happened here, but no one shares memories with their shadows.
Think she might talk to Panther?
Huh? Me?
Yeah, you two could really hit it off.
She did say that she loves her.
Yeah. I mean, it was worth going that far for her to come to her senses. Alice really is a one-of-a-kind talent. And her dream is definitely something worth fighting for. I just hope she can remember how that dream first made her feel, so she can bring that feeling to the people who need it. I don't know if there's anything I can do to help her, but I at least want to be there for her.
Fascinating.
What's up, Sophie?
Just as the Phantom Thieves predicted, Alice Hiiragi appeared to change her logic. This would not be possible had we simply defeated her. How did you predict the outcome? We didn't really predict it. Being able to change is what makes someone human. Someone is human because they can change. The human heart is much more complicated than expected, isn't it? Just when you think you've grown beyond your pain, the smallest thing can bring you all the way back down again. The human heart is indeed difficult to comprehend. It's filled with mysteries. Well, you're pretty high up there on the mystery charts yourself, Sophie, my dear. No, I'm...
Sophie, humanity's companion, right? We get it.
You got it, Skull.
Well, yeah.
Not bad, Skull. Do you really get it?
Oh, there we go. Phantom Striker increases damage. I didn't get a chance to read that.
I'd like to check on the real world, Alice.
Yeah, let's get going.
Okay, very nice. So I guess another bond skill point or bond skill got unlocked with the completion of this arc.
Hey. Ann was very angry with Shadow Alice earlier. By the end, though, she appeared happy. Why is that? Wasn't she angry at Alice?
Yeah, let's say they understood each other.
Okay. Anger is not just for hurting people. It is also able to save people. Consider. Anger saved Alice. If someone is
Yeah,
in the
teaching
wrong,
AI is
anger
pretty
can be used to show them the error of their ways.
complicated stuff. Pretty deep stuff here.
The human heart is such a mystery. But thanks to you, I've gained valuable experience. Thank you. I hope to learn more from you.
Kind of cool. All right, so we've reached the end of today's episode for the live stream. It started out crazy, just like last time, but at least we managed to defeat Alice Hiiragi, finally. We did have to spam a few items here and there in the end, but of course, as usual, we learn quite a lot. And then tomorrow we'll pick it back up with the next act of the story. And, who knows, maybe we'll be going back to Shibuya jail when the next villain is, finally shown. But, again, very fun stuff. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.